complete shit show. I am Turch, and with me is my co-host, the CEO, the faux godfather. It's Kieran. How you doing, buddy?
The faux godfather, yeah. You know, I am a godfather.
Yeah.
And in fact, to my niece, I am the godfather.
That's it.
Yeah. So,
well, there you go. There you go.
I take godfather responsibilities very serious, too.
Yeah.
Not once have I taken my niece, who I'm godfather, to church.
That's good.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I was at the church when I had the godfather responsibilities.
That's important.
Yeah.
Because I remember one time you meant to come to a church for a baptism.
Yeah.
And you got there once everyone decided to clap to end the whole process.
Yeah.
But then again, another friend went to go unleash the devil in the toilet as well. So it was a bit...
The point is, I made it. You know, if this was a employee, performance review tick, I was there.
Yeah, it's about the percentage of you. How much of the percentage were you there?
No, this was a tick boxing exercise, not a percentage or quality tick.
That's true, very much. I only say Godfather because this and that. Very exciting news for the show.
It is
We're
very
about
exciting.
to get a new co-host.
Can I do a drum roll?
Please.
Hang on.
You can tell you're the drummer of the group. Yes, my wife and I are pregnant with a little baby boy. We're 13 weeks.
Woo!
Very exciting. I'll keep everyone updated.
Super sperm is working.
The super sperm is absolutely working. COVID babies, here we come. But yeah, February next year, we will have a little baby.
Little baby Turch.
Little baby Turch. So that might be a turbulent time for the show coming up.
Look.
We will try our best. That's going to be an interesting one.
I feel like you'll want some peace and serenity. I feel like the podcast is going to move to a new location as of next year.
That's right, yeah. So we're already looking for a bigger house, a bigger studio, a bigger working from home space for me, and a room for the child.
Yeah.
Is the important one there.
As long as you're looked after, that's all
Oh, well, I'm the man in this relationship, so I'm taking care of myself.
Good.
As
Good.
usual. As the usual sort of situation in this. I'm taking care of everybody in the ether. And that's very important. But it was very exciting to see. We've had a whole bunch of scans already. It's very exciting to see what they can do with technology and scan a woman's womb and get a picture of a baby out. It's pretty fucking amazing.
You were showing me the pictures before. It's very fucking amazing.
They can even do like heat maps and show blood moving through the body and the heart beating, and like you could see the skeleton. Like you could see like the rib cage and the spine.
Wow.
And they're like, oh, I'm just gonna check like in the leg, like the femur. I'm just gonna check in the shin. It's got the front bone and the backbone. I'm like, holy crap! They're counting all the fingers and toes already. Amazing.
That's pretty fucking amazing.
I was talking to my mum.
Yeah.
Obviously, all the family knows now. And apparently, women, it was like 20 weeks with their first scan.
Yeah.
And that's like, we had our first scan like.
And they had to print the photo.
7 or 8.
I mean, you can probably watch your baby with an iPhone app now.
Yeah, they sent us like video and pictures and all that sort of stuff via email.
That's pretty amazing.
That's pretty convenient.
That's
that much. It was great because I could just pass it straight on to the family and go, here you go. No worries at all. Does your family have a group chat?
No.
Okay.
My brother and my sister and I
have a group chat.
Don't have we've got a group text, and we don't really text each other that often.
It's enough to go, what are you getting, Mum, for your
birthday? It's basically gifts. Yeah. That is literally the message chain. And we've got 2 chats. There's my brother wants to be included because, my brother and his wife, he's like, no, like you should contact me first before my wife because we're family.
Yeah.
So we do that, but then I also just send his wife like a message on the side because she actually responds.
She's the one, that's how she does the work.
Yeah.
Jess's family are all on social media, which makes it really easy to go, hey everybody, we're pregnant. This is very exciting. Whereas my family are all still in the same age groups, but are not on social media. So I have to individually text people. Tell you what a pain in the fucking ass.
It is, isn't it? It
even like my immediate
your bucks.
Family.
I was like, three people.
Sorry, yes.
3 people weren't on like a group chat thing, and I was like, fuck. This is like Shit, I've got to remember that.
Oh, it was the worst. I just remember we were gonna send out like an email like our friends have for a wedding, and Mum just goes, "Don't," because there's old people and they don't know how to work the internet and they won't be able to RSVP. They'll call you and be like, "Oh, I'm coming," but this and just do the internet.
Internet, yeah.
Oh, but that's okay. I'm enough talking about babies. I'll talk more about that when the time comes. Let's talk about things that's really annoyed me over this week. I'll tell you what, it's been a fucking hectic week.
It's been a hectic week.
It's been a stupid week.
Uh-huh.
Let's start with some sad news and some happy news.
Okay.
One of my favorite guitarists of all time is Buckethead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I talked about this
you didn't.
last episode. Buckethead put out a thing on his very recluse guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he's about to go back up. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. There it is. Buckethead, the elephant man's alarm clock.
Great album.
Yeah.
Check that one out. This one's too. Crime Slunk Scene's also really good. They're signed and numbered, which is pretty cool. One of the things that happened, he posted on his website, he doesn't really connect with he doesn't do social media, it's just got a website.
Mm-hmm.
And he put up on his website that a storage unit that he owns,
mm-hmm.
all the stuff was stolen, including like 20 guitars, all this like memorabilia. Like he's a big sports fan, like big Michael Jordan fan. So all this like memorabilia that he's collected over time, all stolen.
All stolen, right.
Really sad. And the whole Buckethead community, can I just say, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I just like, well, okay, first of all, do you want one of our guitars for this upcoming Praxis tour? We'll just give it to you. You can use it until we find your guitars. Secondly, we're all contacting the guitar brand Gibson to say, hey, make Buckethead another fucking guitar.
Mm-hmm.
He needs it. And reissue the Buckethead signature guitar because everyone fucking loves it. And thirdly, out of nowhere, this fan goes, I bought a guitar from you not too long ago. It was like, he bought it for like 10, 12K, something
mm-hmm.
like that. He goes, just have it back. Just gave it back.
Wow.
So he can just do the tour.
There you go.
So, Buckethead community, absolutely amazing.
What a great community.
Oh, it's so good. Like, Buckethead's done so much for me as a musician.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put that to a side there. But you can just tell, like, people love him for what he does. He does, he's not about, like, the fame, the fortune, the sun. He's literally just about playing amazing guitar riffs, shredding like crazy, writing cool, great songs, and just releasing it.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very affordably, and releases a lot of music. What a monster. What a monster player. Big inspiration for me. Killer. So that's great news.
That's great news.
Great
Not
news.
so good that, his warehouse storage facility lacks security and that people were able to break in.
I hope they get it back to him because I think he hasn't given detailed descriptions of what was stolen, but we have a feeling that some of like the prototypes of his guitars were stolen. Some stuff when he was like in Guns N' Roses and like old Praxis stuff, like vintage guitars that he.
I feel like, and I don't know, but I feel like the music community is sort of like so small that if people who stole it tried to sell it,
it would get back to him.
It will get back to him, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good thing. I've already found like his account on eBay that suddenly has some stuff that we think might be his.
Right,
so we'll see. So we'll see in the future. But let's talk about music a little bit more. How about that? Actually, let's talk about music a little bit more. Kieran, do you know the basic fundamentals of any sort of music stuff?
I played piano when I was in primary school.
So you know what a chord is?
Yeah.
So a chord is like two or two or more notes played together at the same time.
Let's just go back. There's like an A, a B, a C. Bags or something? Was that an acronym?
No.
Remember?
Yeah, if you play the individual notes.
Okay, anyway.
Not S.
A chord is two things down together, yeah.
So like you can hear like play, like, you know, like big chunky chords.
Yeah.
And then the people sing on top. Like people play guitar, they strum all the strings and play the different chords.
Yeah.
And you sing on top of that sort of stuff. Now, they're the fundamental building blocks of music itself because that informs harmonies. That's like 1/3 of this, this overlapping thing, like what's it called? Like a Venn diagram.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 different things. It's melody, harmony, and rhythm. They're the three core fundamental parts of music. And chords are 1/3 of that. It's part of harmony. Because they influence melody, and they also they get influenced by rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
So you can play a chord in different rhythms, and that'll implement what the melody can be, or what notes the melody can use. Chords are very fundamentally basic. If you look at a keyboard, you're next to a piano.
I am next to a keyboard.
Okay, see the note. There's like two black keys. Like they're the two. See the one to the left of that. That's a C.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, if you go two white keys up, 1, 2, that's an E. Mm-hmm. And if you go 2 again, that's a G. If you play them all at the same time, those three, that is a C major chord.
Okay.
Easy.
Yeah.
Right? If you start on the D note, which is next to the C, and then go 2 notes up and then 2 notes up again, that is a D minor. Right?
Got it.
Very basic thing. Yeah. But to change that to major, you change that third, that there is a second note, 1 note up, but like onto the black key.
Got it.
And that makes you D major.
Yeah.
Right? And you can do that across the board. Very easy to understand.
Yeah, that's it. Got it, yeah.
Okay. So, when you're writing music, you can use that keyboard, plug it into your computer, play, and with this thing called MIDI, it takes the signal from that, like what notes it is, and just plays it on the computer. It's a very simplistic sort of thing. Most people can work that out. And you don't even have to have a keyboard. You can use your computer keyboard, or you can just type it in. Like, you can just put like...
So basically, it's like code.
Like a code, yeah. Exactly right. Some people are trying to sell other people absolute rubbish. And what they're trying to do is, they're trying to sell what they're calling MIDI chord packs. And what these are... Now, chords are like I said, fun. It's like trying to sell you the alphabet.
Okay.
Right? It's like, well...
I've learned up to F, so, you know...
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's like, you go, okay, we're going to sell you the alphabet and, like, potential ways of putting those letters together to make words.
Like your GH and your PH.
Yeah. And it's like, well, okay, well...
And your OUs.
That's not really... You shouldn't be able to sell that. Yeah. That's just...
I've already got the alphabet.
It's like a fundamental aspect, you know? So some people... I'm going to show you this video, and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to tell you why it's stupid as fuck. And why it really actually made me really angry.
So basically you're saying some people are selling me... Basically, if I had to write the word feast, maybe they're selling me the F separately, the EA together, and the ST.
That's exactly what they're trying to sell.
Whereas really, I just want the whole word.
Just want the whole word, or
the letters.
Or you want to know the fundamentals.
Yeah.
To know, I can put these letters together and that's a word. Mm-hmm. So let's have a look at this.
I made this song in 2 minutes using my MIDI pack.
How I use MIDI to make this song.
So I wrote the lyrics and melody, had a vocalist sing it, and now I'm going to produce the track. Step 1, get a phenomenal chord progression. I go into the pack here, look at the chord progression guide, scroll down to the top 20.
So what he's done here, so this chord progression guide is, you basically give, like in a key, you give chords numbers, 1 to 8, 1 to 7, 1 to 8, 1 to 7. And very common progressions of what most pop songs are made of. Remember the song Four Chords of Awesome by Axis of Awesome? And it was like they were playing with 1 chord progression. And they were singing like a whole bunch of songs.
Okay.
Over, like, I'll put it on. I'll see if I can find it. But what Axis of Awesome, which is an Australian band, Australian comedy band, did, they got this 4 chords.
Yeah.
Or with this 1 chord progression, which uses 4 different chords. And they were able to play, like, 20, 30 songs, you know?
Here we go.
So that's that chord progression, right? Same chords, just different melody.
Yeah, alright, I'm with you, yeah.
'cause I got no self-esteem with 1,000 eyes and same chords, right?
Okay, yeah, I've got you now. Yep.
So you could do that for all these, and there's a whole bunch of these chord progressions. Like in jazz, it's the 2-5-1 progression. In pop songs, like 1-5-6-4, and you can do these for a whole bunch of them, right? So all he's done there is he's put the most common things together and given it like a vibe definition, like, you know, emotional and all that sort of stuff. And he's just going to scroll, like, just choose random things and plonk those chords in, right?
All right, let's watch this.
And the first one is perfect. A minor, F, C, G. It's emotional and touching, and it'll fit well with this vocal. I'm going to go into the ARPs folder here, A minor, F, C, G, and drag and drop. We'll do this one right here, number 1, and let's listen to how this sounds.
Lost my faith in you, you found me. I should have walked away, hidden path for me, I found it.
And this sounds already fantastic. And
Okay, you know it doesn't, and I'll tell you exactly why. This is like getting a IKEA piece of furniture and going, you know what I do on the weekend? I'm a really good carpenter. You have no idea or any fundamental understanding of why you could put it together. Yes, you could put it together, but you have no fundamental idea of understanding of why they used that screw and how did they make that hole in the product, or why it goes together in the way it does. You know, not only that, let's just say you wanted to modify it, you wanted to add a drawer, you wanted to change something. You couldn't do it with this. Or you couldn't even add anything of flair that actually makes it your own. Musically, artistically. This is a copy and paste sort of thing. This is like getting a backing track of a karaoke track and just singing different... And just singing a different melody over the top. You know, there's no... And what people... the fact that he's selling something like this, which is stocks, like, not even like a basic... Like, there's nothing there. It's nothing of actual value. Because what you're doing here is making your song sound exactly the same as anybody else's with any okay, when you play guitar...
Is this why I hate mainstream radio?
Yeah, because a lot of it is this sort of stuff here. You can hear it. Like, it's like do-do-do. Like, it's that one chord. Like, let's keep going here.
The reasons why is because I actually recorded all of this MIDI right here on a grand piano. So it's high quality. When you put it on a virtual piano, it's going to sound real. It's not going to sound digital. I'm going to
That's not how it works
out.
at all.
And now it's time to add some more instruments to our production. Start playing and hearing how this sounds.
Yeah, but it's got the cell technique right, you know.
It has that nice real sound to it. And look how fast we're arranging this song. Like
We're not arranging the song.
A couple of minutes.
What you're doing
the bass
is
here. Let's just look.
One of the things that's happening with modern pop music now is that they get a chord progression and the chorus is the same chords as the verse.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. Continuously changes. Key,
that
time signature.
Is a great song.
Has multiple layers. Okay, but even think of like...
But I don't know. That song, I'm like, I'm on the journey.
Yes. With this song here...
Modern pop songs, I never feel like I'm on a journey.
You know, if I had all the music equipment set up, like, and I could play it for you, what you would hear is with these sort of progressions, like that progression anyway, think of like a car commercial and it's like do 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 do, like that's like, you know, performance, racing.
So basically it's like an airline pilot who basically flies his pilot and just uses like autopilot and the basic, you know, maneuvers, which probably is used 98% of the time.
Yes.
But the moment they actually have to take control of the aircraft and actually land it and do all this other shit, if the pilot just had MIDI, would have no fucking idea what to do.
It would be, think of this, like when you're creating music, yes, the creative part of music is either I don't know why this works, but it does, but I do it myself, or I have a very good knowledge of how things work and I can manipulate things using that knowledge. What this is is how much have you ever done any coding or any coding?
Yeah, a little bit of coding.
Okay. Music knowledge theory, all that sort of stuff is like C++, really advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone who's taught himself guitar and can play some stuff and knows like how chords are is like one step down from that. And this is like Fisher Price.
What do you think of Jack Johnson?
He's okay.
Because I heard he learnt to play guitar when he was in hospital.
That's great.
Yeah.
So?
I don't know.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. It doesn't matter how you learn guitar. Like someone will go, oh, he's self-taught. Great. Can he play? Can he play in a band? What can he do?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've had 10 years of lessons and 12 years as like doing things on my own, playing in bands, arranging, knowing music notation, understanding the theory behind what I do. So when I talk to musicians, they're either like, yeah, we can communicate very well, or people who don't have those skills go, no, we don't like him because it's too, like, it's intimidating. You know, and I've been intimidated many a time when it comes to music. It's like, God, that guy's really good. Like our friend Ben Stavala.
Oh, yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
Freak. And he's made, he plays keys. He's playing with Tones and I at the moment. He's a freak as well. And I can't keep up with those guys. They're way too, like, even our friend Nick, way too good for me, right? But there's other guys. It's just like, I've played in bands and I'm like, what key are we in? Oh, well, it's an A chord. Oh, okay. A chord, A major, A minor. Let's get that basic fundamental down. And then, okay, yeah, that's great, but A is in like many keys. What are we talking about here? What should I be doing? And that fundamental not understanding of certain things makes it very hard to communicate. And I can't think of like an example in a like.
Yeah, but for the 15-year-old who's going to buy that package off him, it's going to be a genius.
But it's so expensive for what it is. When he could probably get those packs.
Yeah.
This is the next bit.
Yeah.
You could probably get those packs for free somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's probably made MIDI chords, or it's easy enough just to go online and say, "How do I make a chord?" And someone show you. And
Yeah,
you don't
right.
have to spend any money.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. Oh my goodness! All right, what's more rants? I got so much to rant about. Sorry, this is just I'm gonna let it all out today.
This is we should call this therapy with Kieran. Shut up for a second.
Yeah, go for it.
I've got a slight rant, a mini rant.
Please.
I told you they've dug up my street that I live in. They chopped all the trees down. Did I ever tell you? Did I come in here and complain about how the councillors wanted to have coffee with us to discuss our trees?
No.
Well, a couple of months ago, we were invited to have
cut him down. Who gives a fuck?
Coffee with the councillor on the street. There was a coffee van.
Free coffee?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know because no one in our household actually goes out to the letterbox to get letters.
Right.
Because we hardly get letters. All right. So that was sitting in there. And then on the day, I was like, why are there people on the street? Who's that person? You know what? I'm not going to go out into the street and talk to weirdos. Mm-hmm. So anyway, then all of a sudden the trees get cut down.
Yeah. And you're like, I don't care.
And I was like, oh, well, anyway. And then roadworks start.
Yes.
And the people are digging up the what do you call it? The concrete curbs, and they're redoing them. And by the way, so I was like, oh, this is a fucking piece of shit. Like, fuck this. We've got to park on the road, can't park on our driveways. But that was me 2 days ago, Turch. Mm-hmm. But watching these 60-year-olds pour concrete and curb, and the appreciation and the quality of their craftsmanship is so fucking nice to watch.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And I'm now like, I fucking caught myself staring at concrete for 30 minutes today, drinking a cup of coffee.
You are becoming...
And I was at the window, I made my coffee, and then you know what? I was like, oh, fuck this, I'm going to go outside. And I stood there for 20 minutes staring at fucking concrete.
Do you remember when I said and I said, I've been watching like videos of a guy mowing a lawn on YouTube, and you're a fucking idiot. You are way past that. At least the garden is like fresh. It's like you can like feel like.
But I'm never going to see fresh concrete like this ever again, Turch. And then I was like,
I feel like you should have been Italian. There's some things you say. I like salami. I like pouring concrete. I'm like, you are in the wrong fucking industry.
I need to be an honorary Italian.
I'm sure Dad can give you a little blessing, a sign of a cross. You know, he's a fob. It's okay.
So anyway, there you go.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. I'm very happy for you, Kieran. I know you are a meat man.
Yeah.
You love a good steak. Right. I think I found a product that might be the most useless product I've ever seen. Yeah. And it brings up a whole bunch of questions about does this need to be digital? Are you ready to see this?
Okay. Oh, is this a Bluetooth thermometer?
Yeah.
So it definitely needs to be fucking invented.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I am all across the Bluetooth thermometer.
Look at this. So it tells you when it's ready to be cooked.
Turch.
So you're in.
I'm in. I'm already in. I'm in.
You've
Turch.
got one.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm already well ahead of you on this.
Oh my goodness! I saw this, and I think there's lots like the washing machine that tells me like when the washing machine's done. It's like no, it tells you. It goes boo 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 boo. It's like okay, you're done.
No. When you're slow cooking, like meat on the smoking meat and all of that.
Yeah.
Because there's so many variables, like how hot it is, the size of the meat, like can you get it to temperature? Especially if you're using like wood fire.
Yeah.
Because that's actually much harder to control. So some of the cooks can, like a brisket, might take 12 hours, could take 14 or 15 to get it to like its temperature. So this is where the Bluetooth thermometer comes in.
So, but I think the leaving...
Have I used it for steak inside? Yes, I have. I've also used it for that.
Oh my God. You should just know. You'll just go, yeah, it's just sort of... I think I was making zucchini fritters recently. Mm-hmm. I love zucchini fritters, especially with salmon. Like, it's a good pairing. And I make, like, the fresh tzatziki as well. It's great. It's a great sort of setup. And Jess once goes to me, I'll make the zucchini fritters. Okay. And she's grating the zucchini. And she goes, how much, like, onion do you put in there? And I go, well, it depends on how much zucchini I have. And she said, okay. I'm like, just put like a half an onion. And then she goes, but so she puts the 2 eggs in.
Yeah.
She goes, how much flour do I put to thicken it up? And I go, I just sort of like, it just depends. Like how much zucchini you had, how big the eggs were, how much water's in the onion. You know, I just sort of do it until I feel like the consistency is right. And she looks at me and she goes, well, give me a measurement. Like, I don't know. I just sort of pour it in. Right? She goes, and then she finally did it, and she's cooking up the zucchini fritters. And she goes, you know what? With your instructions of like when you feel like the consistency feels thick enough, I knew once I started to do it and adding the flour, I understood exactly what you meant. And I go, how much flour did she put? She goes, I don't know. I just sort of just put it. I think cooking is meant to be like that. There's this this. It takes a little bit of time to develop it. But that feel that you get when you do stuff like that, I think that's
Sorry, that's almost that story you told like 4 years ago on the podcast. It's like your uncle or whatever Italian, go this way.
Yeah,
giving instructions on the phone.
Go like that. All right, I'm here. What the fuck? Yeah, but it's cooking is a lot of feeling, and I feel like that even with the meat, having all these devices.
Oh no, Bluetooth thermometer, especially for you.
Thermometer, but the Bluetooth aspect of it, I'm like, oh my God, now I have to charge my thermometer. That's where I'm going with that. All these things, like, how many times? One, Bluetooth speakers don't work.
You know what,
kids
these days are going to grow up like, wait, we did stuff without charging devices?
Yeah, I know. I know. They're always like, let's save the earth, and then we build like Bluetooth thermometers.
What I really like,
lithium batteries,
barbecue competitions. Like have old school rules.
Yeah.
where you can't use the Bluetooth
good.
thermometer. Like that.
That's what
that
I
is,
mean. It's like that's the art form within. You know those MIDI packs is like getting someone else to put the thermometer in there for you. Whereas that old school guy goes, I don't need that shit. I know what sounds good. I know what feels good. Know what's going to taste good. It's the heart. It's the soul. That's the Oh,
by the way, I forgot to mention this. My housemates had the salami, both of them, but I didn't even say anything. Both of them go, these don't taste right. There's something to do with the moon. And I said, yeah, it wasn't cooked. Well, it wasn't prepared when the moon was right. I made another 17 kilos with the grandparents. And they could pick it straight away, Turch.
Well, look, next
So we're looking forward to more when the moon is
the moon's right.
Right, yeah.
I still can't believe you're into the goddamn meat thermometer in the oven in the Bluetooth. That's actually very frustrating. I don't know why. That's more frustrating to me.
No, when you want a good quality steak, do you ever cook a tomahawk steak?
I haven't cooked a tomahawk steak.
Right, that's a big fuck off steak.
Yeah.
Now I'm not spending fucking like $40 on a tomahawk steak to go.
If I want a tomahawk steak, I would just go out because I'm not prepared. That way, I'm paying someone else.
But I don't need to pay someone else. I can do it, and I can make sure internally it gets to the right temperature.
If I pay someone else to do it, if it doesn't taste right, I can go the fuck back
and
get
it's
me
a delicious
another one.
piece of steak.
If I fuck it up, that's it. It's all over. It's like I won't make. Would you cook lobster?
I think I cook better steak than where I go out to eat steak.
Well, you should go to a better steak place.
I've been to the Meat and Wine Co. and my steak was far better.
Yeah, they're a bit they're
right?
like in the mid tier.
So would I cook lobster? No,
yeah.
I don't feel comfortable cooking lobster.
Yeah.
So I would let the professionals cook lobster for me.
That's right.
But I fucking nail a good steak, Turch.
Oh, I'm very proud of you. I've had your steak before. It's really goddamn good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. It's fucking delicious. One day I'm going to open up a fucking steakhouse,
Well,
barbecue joint.
Get out of your psychology stuff and put it towards a culinary chefing course or whatever you want to do. Oh, and you can do two things at once. You cook at night, psychology during the day. How you feeling? Pretty shit. You want a steak? Pretty good.
Yeah. Treatment over. Do you have another? You've got lots of rants. What are these rants, Turch?
I got this one here. Okay, I'm going to show you a video.
Okay.
You know when women go, oh, I felt really threatened in the world, like, walking to my car in the dark. So what I did was I got my keys and I did like a Wolverine thing. And in your head, you go to yourself, well, if you punch someone with those keys, you're going to hurt yourself more than the person, right? There's lots of these things out there across the world that people seem to think is a good thing. Like that, for people's safety. And then they make videos and stuff about it. And you watch it and you go, God, you're more retarded than I thought you were. It's not even like I was only acting retarded. It's like, no, you are. Physically, mentally, emotionally. And here's one for you. This one is about...
Sorry, by the way, that is a perfectly good piece of meat, and they've used a thermometer.
Yeah. This is a video I found, and it's about teaching children hand signals when they're in distressing situations.
Okay.
But
because I was taught if a stranger ever grabbed me, to scream, to kick them in the nuts, because of course it would never be a female, and then to fucking run.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Keep it very simple. Scream, kick, run.
Yeah.
Go find a police officer. Remember those neighborhood
watch,
share houses, like State Street, something like that. That was a bit,
Yeah.
Here's a video here. You're gonna like this one, I think. We're gonna talk about it. We'll describe it as it goes through. So here we go. Here. Okay. So what you're seeing is an adult man in a hoodie, basically dressed like I am now, in a hoodie and a track pants and shoes, and they got this little kid with it, right? So this little kid here is about to do something. So they're walking past this woman with the pram, and out of her hand, the little baby knocks out like the sippy cup.
Yeah, wait. The lady in the pram had the sippy cup.
The lady praying with the sippy cup, little girl walking with
knocks
the man.
the sippy cup out of the...
cup. Yeah. Okay. So the lady picks up the sippy cup.
Mm-hmm.
Easy. But she sees something you can see there, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does she see? See that?
Alright, so the little kid has the hand behind their back. One hand.
Yeah.
And is
it's
sort of like one hand
it's
clapping.
It's sort of like opening and closing the hand. Okay, so apparently, that is the... according to the description of this video, that is the universal sign of I'm in distress.
That is also the universal sign of can one hand clap.
Yeah, one hand clap, yeah. And so this woman here, this woman that dropped, got the sippy cup to her, is now going to go up to this man, say she's calling the cops, and take the child. Okay? Okay. It's another thing, it's very similar, like she drops it out, the woman sees it, the hand's there, like, you know. She looks back, oh, the woman, oh, crazy. No, go away, you, I'm taking it, I'm calling the cops, right?
You know, every fucking kid would do that if they were if their parents were like, "Hey, Dad, can I have some candy?"
Yeah,
no, I'm in distress.
Yeah. Hey, we'll see one more. Here we go. So this woman dropped the toy, and now is doing this. See, and now the little girl notices and tells her mum, and the mum is gonna run up to the man, pull her away, and say she's calling the cops. So it can use across.
You know,
the board.
if they did that, in real life and like showed to the bad guy my phone calling the cops, he's gonna fucking knock it out of their hands.
So let's go through everything that's wrong with this.
It is so wrong.
Okay, let's start with the exact thing that you just said. If a man is trying to commit a crime, and one is take children or take a woman or whatever it is, and a female who's physically smaller, weaker, and comes up to him,
probably in heels as well. So the running,
even if not, I'm not even going to go the sexist route like you are. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go the physical nature of men and women, right? And exactly right. Pulls the child away. Who, if you get involved physically at that point, there, you're taking you're now kidnapping.
Yeah.
Let's put that. That's step one. How can you call the cops? Hi, I've just kidnapped a child. Okay, let's start there. And he goes to the cops.
If I was with my niece or nephew and someone grabbed them, I would turn around and fucking punch the person in the face.
I was gonna say, man, woman, or child. You would be like, "What the fuck are you doing? That's my child. What has you to right?" And then this is where the gall comes in. Your child was doing this behind its back.
Yeah.
So it must mean it's in distress. Okay, so let's go back. Now we've got to go, okay, now you need to teach your child that only do this if someone's kidnapping you or you're in distress. Right? So how old was that child? 3?
3.
Okay. I'm going to put it out there. A child at the age of 3.
I can tell you what, a child kidnapper is going to look so sweet and caring.
Yeah, it's going to look like an
and
uncle.
have candy that the kid's not going to think they're in distress.
That's right. Yeah. So the child's going to know that, yes, it is actually in distress.
It's going to be in distress with its fucking parents telling them no.
Yeah, there's so many things wrong. It's just like, what the fuck is going on? Who thinks like, yes, teach your child how to do this or women how to do this. So then you've got to teach your child, when it's in distress, to knock something out of some other person's hand. Secretly, without the kidnapper knowing. Do the signal, and when that person takes them away from the kidnapper, not to scream and yell. And yet, very simply when we started this conversation, you said, scream, kick balls, run.
Yeah.
Actual advice. Oh, do you want to see more of it?
Or bite.
Or bite. Attack in a way that's going to incapacitate someone.
If I saw a kid bite and kick and then run away,
I'd be like, that guy's a bit sus, or that woman's a bit sus.
Yeah.
You want to see more of this? Look at these.
Or I'd probably also go, oh, potential another client. Better go introduce myself.
Yeah, that's right. Hello. Here we go. Look at this one. So this woman just dropped. Like, that obviously is
Yeah, because look at the way he's holding her neck.
Yeah. you know. And again, like I'm gonna call the cops. I've got so 2 women and a baby are gonna stop this man. Yeah, I'm pushing, you know, same sort of thing. Oh, I tap something out of your hand.
I feel like this is in America. They would just pull out a gun.
I think, yeah, especially in the mall like here. Yeah, okay. So that little woman could push that man out of the way. See, maybe here. Except that guy would just be like, "Bitch, what the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah. This is. Where did you find this?
Okay.
What kind of fucked up parenting site is this?
I don't know. It's like this. So this one here is a woman leaves her child in a 1-bedroom room in a hotel and says not to open the door, and the kid, the first thing he does is open the door. What adult leaves their 5-year-old child, 4-year-old child in a hotel room?
Now, I would be very happy leaving my 12-year-old nephew.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't open the door because it would be on a fucking iPad.
Yeah.
Gaming. And it would be like, do I get up? No. Mum and Dad have the keys.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Fuck 'em.
Let me in.
I'm gonna keep playing on my iPad. He'd probably have his headphones in and not even realize the door was being...
Exactly
Yeah.
right. So I don't know why people think that this is a good thing. And there's got to be more of these videos out there. There's got to be some weird subculture, I'm sure, of like women giving other women really bad advice like this. Because that's what it is. Like that's like when people go. I remember Jess, not Jess, but I had like a female friend say, "Oh, if I ever get danger, I put the keys in between." And I'm like, you can't. 1, you don't know how to punch. 2, you're not very strong. If you punch someone, it's not going to hurt. A kick in the balls, as you said, and scream and run.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple. Finally, if you do punch him or her, whatever, anywhere, you're gonna your hand is gonna
and punching
explode.
Punching is more about technique.
Yeah, exactly
as
right.
well.
That's what I mean. The first thing is you don't know how to punch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whether you have brass knuckles in a set of keys,
I've
or
only
just a
learned.
fist.
I've only done a little bit of boxing.
Yeah.
Not a lot of boxing, and I'm already fucking terrified of. Wow, if I was ever up against someone who actually knows what the
Yes.
fuck they're doing,
Yeah.
like I know how fucked I am.
I've seen so many men and women go, "Oh, I'm gonna punch you," and put their thumb underneath their fingers like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're gonna break your thumb.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's not even gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
And you're gonna break your thumb. You're gonna keep it out. You want to just hit with the more of the knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
Not with your thumb underneath. You're just gonna go bang and break your thumb.
Yeah.
And this is
Even how to kick.
it's so hard.
Yeah.
Like properly kicking, like a side kick, or like my brother did Taekwondo for 8 years. He was a black belt, and he'd be like, "Oh, this is how you kick." I'm like, "Fuck, that's actually to get proper power, proper technique."
I think isn't it the ball of your foot as well if you're doing like a forward kick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to use the heel as much as you can because
Yeah.
that's really the powerful point, you know. Or if you're doing a roundhouse kick, you really want to hit like the top of your foot, like you would be kicking like a soccer ball. It actually there's technique involved in these things. Knee to the balls, not so much technique. Very effective. Get the fuck out of there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I keep finding these videos in, but I'll keep bringing this weird stuff in.
It's fucking awesome. Weird subcultures. Ugh. Look, Turch, half the population have to be 100 on the IQ test.
That's true.
It's just how it is. I've got an article here.
Please.
Can turtles really breathe through their butts? This is quality journalism.
It's quality science.
It depends how you define breathe and butts.
Yeah.
Everyone knows basically most mammals breathe through their mouth and nose.
Correct.
Frogs can breathe through their skin. But what about turtles? Turtles?
Are they considered amphibians?
No. I don't know.
They lay eggs.
Yeah.
And they don't breastfeed, so there can't be any mammals.
Turtles do not breathe through their ovaries.
The what?
I don't know, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. That's because turtles don't really they don't really have butts. Instead, they have a multi-purpose opening known as a cloaca, which is used for sexual reproduction and egg laying, as well as for expelling waste.
So I guess it's like a penis that lays eggs.
And shits.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it pisses, it shits, it doesn't come, I guess.
And it's the same.
Well, it does come.
Yeah. It's all the one hole.
Well, it depends on the gender, obviously.
Yeah. Imagine breathing through your asshole.
Well, that would be very smelly.
Yeah, it would be very smelly.
Well, you wouldn't have any scent, like smell sense there.
They do. Well, I hope not.
But would you have taste?
I fucking hope not. Well, turtles eat at the front of the
That's true. This is just an This is just a duct.
Yeah.
This is just a pipe. It's just piping, and it's got like a lever that goes forward and back.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's really good. So the plumbing, I guess, would have to have like, it's not like Duff. It's like Duff Light, Duff Dry. It goes, you know, but the other way around. You know, it's there's a poop chute, there's a pee chute, there's a cum chute, there's an egg chute, and they're all going into the same hole.
The same as it's like the muffler.
Yeah. It's just expelling it that way or receiving, I guess, because that would have to also lead to, if it's the female, like I don't even know. Does the male sperm fertilize the eggs?
I don't know. I feel like we need to get like a turtle expert.
Very confused.
I've got to admit, I don't know enough about turtle anatomy.
I just learned a lot about the female one, let alone the egg repository of the turtle. And is it the same as the tortoise? That's the additional question we've got here.
That is a good question. I don't know. If you do know, send us an email at weonlydooonetake@gmail.com.
Very interesting. Very interesting questions there. You got any more news?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for
it. Continuing on this theme, man who hasn't stopped farting for 5 years sues food stall for $200,000 over ham roll.
I did see this, but I want to know more. I want to know more.
A dad is suing a food stall for £200,000 as he claims he hasn't stopped farting since eating a ham sandwich 5 years ago. Tyrone, who is 46, bought the sandwich in December 2017 during the visit to Birmingham Christmas market with his wife and kids. His lawyers told the High Court that he suffered stomach cramps, fever, vomiting, and diarrhea within hours of eating it. He claims to have been bedridden for 5 weeks with salmonella. The lawyer added that Tyrone has had regular and uncontrollable flatulence ever since, embarrassing him in public and waking him up at night.
So, 8 years ago. So he's got a receipt for this then. You know what I mean? Like, the first thing I would go to is, okay, well, you need to prove that you actually purchased it.
Yeah, but hang on. I just love the fucking lawyer speak. His lawyer told the court that his stomach continued to make awkward rumbling noises after the illness subsided. The claimant continues to suffer from excessive flatulence, which causes him a great deal of embarrassment. The symptoms are primarily fatigue and altered bowel function associated with churning within his abdomen and flatulence. The claimant's stomach continues to make frequent churning noises to the extent his sleep can become disturbed. The extent of the symptoms has been life-changing.
So this is from a ham sandwich. I'm gonna say something here. Your body is an amazing thing. Like the liver, like purifies things. The kidneys, like, you know, helps all that sort of stuff as well. And the stomach and your insides like really do a really good job at flushing out.
It'd be amazing if he was just like gluten intolerant or something.
I was gonna say, I think maybe we should there should be a holistic look at his diet, and maybe like the first thing is he's gluten intolerant, or he's developed this, or maybe he's drinking milk and he's lactose intolerant, you know, and he's drinking like a liter of milk a day and he just doesn't notice. That's why he feels really bad at bedtime, because it's up, like it builds up over time. The morning not too bad, or he does a big shit and it's fine. There might be other factors than a potential ham sandwich from a Christmas market.
I feel like it would have gone a lot. 5 years, it would have flushed out.
You would think after like 2 weeks. Unless he's not pooing. And if he's not pooing, he should be dead.
Mhm.
At that point in time. Oh, I'm amazed. It's good, though. He's got a lawyer in, and this is like a
Do you reckon
Seinfeld, Jackie Childs,
I
like
reckon this is a lawyer's field day. I'm like, oh, fuck it, let's do it.
last case.
Yeah.
Last case. That's why his lawyer speak is so fantastic. He's like, I'm going to end on a real big high or the stupidest thing I've ever done. It's going to be a great way to go. Great way to go.
What do you have for us, Turch?
I've never, more than ever,
Mhm.
Hollywood is more out of touch with the normal person. If it really,
I feel like Hollywood has always been out of touch with the average
I
person.
know, but now I think with the advent of social media, there's a very big. People are really be able to see it like, a lot. It's like, these people are fucking insane. So let's talk about two. I'm only going to talk about these two articles because these both came up in the last week, and they both just happen to be about women. But I'm sure there's hundreds of other articles about men.
Excellent.
But with women in Hollywood, it's always like, oh, women don't get paid enough in Hollywood, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so we're going to talk about Margot Robbie, and I think she, she's Australian as well, which is great. And I think she got paid, like, she's the 16th highest paid actor, just in general. So, like, in the world.
So doing pretty well.
Very well.
Very well. Yeah.
And if you're going to talk about actors and actresses everywhere, she is the 0.00.
I was going to say, a lot of actors and actresses are earning nothing. Working at Starbucks.
1% of wealth in Hollywood. And as is the next person. And so they've released Margot Robbie's salary for the new film Barbie she's in has leaked. And she's now the highest paid actress in Hollywood. She got paid $12.5 million, $18 million Australian, to play Barbie in this new movie. And apparently, this is not, I was trying to find the other article, but there was a couple of opinion pieces that said Margot Robbie only got paid $12.5 million. And she also said, like, it's not as much as some of the men get for some of their films. And I'm like, okay, let's bring it back.
I'm not going to lie. If I got $12.5 million,
I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah.
that is, like, again, 0.0000 for the amount of work she's doing. Like, it's only like a 3-month or 4-month shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, what you would do is double or triple or quadruple that salary. So you're looking at more like 24, 36, $48 million a year technically. But even if you say you made $12.5 million a year, paid half in tax, which is $6 million, pretty good. That's good money.
Doing pretty good.
That's good money. That is still top percent of people.
Considering if you earn like over $90,000, you're like in the top 1% of the world.
It's amazing, right? In the whole world, right? And even in America, like if you're earning over 100,000, you're still in the top, 5% of the country. You know what I mean? Okay, but people have been complaining that's not enough money, right? And I'm like, how out of touch do you have to be as a celebrity or anyone in that realm to go that $12 million isn't a lot of money? So here's another one for you. This star from Euphoria, so the show Euphoria, star Sydney Sweeney says she does not earn enough from her acting to survive. And I'm like, wow, that is a big fucking call because I'm not on a bad wicket here, not on a great wicket, but I'm earning enough to sort of own a house and support a wife and kid and
you're doing okay.
So let's have a look. How much do you think that she earns for being on this show?
Don't even know what the show is, but
Well, it's this thing called where is it here?
I'm going to say a couple of $100,000.
Yeah, I think she worked out to be like $1 million or $2 million for this show or something like that. So she's an award-winning Netflix show. I think it was like $1 million. And she said if she goes, okay, yeah, but 5% goes to my lawyer, 10% go to my agent, 3% or something like that to my business manager, pay for a publicist, and all of that is more than my mortgage. I'm like, well, okay, that means you've got bad financial management skills.
Why do they pay 5% to a lawyer?
The contracts.
Okay, so all right, so the lawyer is needed.
It's needed.
All right.
10% to your agents. Well, otherwise, how do you get work? That's how it works.
All
and
right.
3% to your business manager. Yeah, well, you need all these people.
Do you really need a business manager?
Well, technically, your business manager should also be helping with your finances.
And I would have thought your, I don't know, contracts and agent. Anyway.
You know, doesn't matter. That's it. But what is she really complaining about here?
Uh-huh.
If I wanted to take a 6-month break, I don't have the income to cover that. I don't have someone supporting me. I don't have anyone I can turn to pay my bills and help the call. They don't pay actors like they used to. And with streamers, you no longer get residuals. So what she wants is to be able to take a 6-month break and be okay. Now,
I did read that, didn't I? If I wanted to take a 6-month break.
yeah. Now, I'm gonna go back.
I mean, I work in government, so I'm on a year break all year round.
All year round.
Right, yeah.
Me too. That's why we can do this show. It's as funny as this. But in the same sense, imagine going, me, a female actress on an award-winning show where I read lines and hope for the best.
And make $1 million.
I make $1 million. And, I've got to pay my mortgage and my bills. Me, I can't take 6 months off work if I wanted to. I'm going to put something past you, Dal. Some people can't take a day off work, let alone 182 days. You know? If I were you, if you've got 6 months of work coming up, I would just be like, I'm not going to say acting is easy, but I'm going to say it's a lot easier than plumbing. It's a lot easier than an oil rig. Hell, it's probably a lot easier than doing government policy or teaching a class.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say, maybe, how about for 3 more months, you find some more work.
She could always be an Uber driver.
She could always be an Uber driver. You can make $100 an hour, apparently, as an Uber driver.
Really?
Oh, that's what they've been selling. It's like, you can earn $40 an hour. It's like, you know what the big thing is right now? Cleaners. People going to people's houses, like private cleaners, all that sort of stuff. Apparently, some people could charge $100, $150 an hour. And I'm like, okay, even if you take away your expenses, it's good money. Maybe she could do that to pay for those 6 months off in the future.
Or invest.
Or, you know what, your business manager? Have an accountant. Maybe you bought a mortgage, a house that's too expensive for you. And you really didn't think that one through.
Maybe she needs the services of the We Only Do One Take podcast. We'll charge 8%.
8%, that's right. That's right. You know, it's difficult to manage your expenses without regular income. Yeah, hey, that's the industry that you signed up for. Amazing. The fact that they just go...
I think a lot of people would have difficulty covering their expenses without regular income.
For 6 months. For 6 months, if you go, I'm definitely going to work for 6 months and then not work, you probably go, okay, well, I'll just pretend that $1 million I make or $500,000 I make is my yearly income, not my 6 months income. Here's an article. Just read the headline.
Visa intended to help Pornhub and its parent company monetize child porn. Judge finds in allowing case to move forward.
Are you ready for this?
Okay.
So, Visa...
Did I just read that correctly?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. A setback for Visa as a case. The payment processor is liable for the distribution of child pornography on Pornhub and other sites operated by the parent company MindGeek, a federal judge has ruled. So that's going to be a really interesting thing coming up. Now, do you want to quickly talk about tax?
Sure.
How good is Trump as a businessman?
What did he do this time?
Have a look.
Ivana Trump is buried at Donald Trump's New Jersey golf club. Could that mean a tax break for the former president?
What a fucking legend! So apparently his wife passed away. He's going to bury him at the golf course.
Yeah.
And because of that, there's a burial on site. There's some tax breaks he could get.
That's amazing.
If I said to my dad, "Hey Dad, when you die, I'm going to bury you in my backyard." Why? Oh, because then I don't have to pay land tax. He'd be like, "Fucking do it." Fuck, you get half of me, half in my brother's backyard. We will never pay land tax again.
You're like, bury me, put me there.
Put me in there, because my dad was a bit cremated, but if I could save
you on land tax.
Well, that's a bit of a different story. So that's really great. And then how's this, right? Thanks, Forbes. So there was a big lotto of 1.28 billion dollars. The winner of the $1.28 billion lottery gets $443.7 million after tax. So I don't know how much you know about.
That's a lot of fucking tax.
That's a 66% tax. So I don't know what you know about the lottery in America, but the lottery in Australia is like
not going to complain. 433 million is still
66%.
I mean, that person might be able to take 6 months off.
Maybe if they're lucky, if they manage their things right, But so the lottery in America, the lotto is run by the government. Whereas here it's a private company that gets a license from the government. Very different.
Right.
So what the government does is we run the lottery. So, and then a percentage of the sales of stuff goes to schools. So remember in that episode of The Simpsons when they do the big lotto thing and then Kent Brockman wins.
Right.
And then they're like, and now we're going to show you what the school's got. And then Skinner's like, 1 eraser. That's the joke.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Never understood that.
Never understood it until I found out about the lottery. And Jess was the same when I told her. She goes, oh my God, that's way funnier now because it was like, $300 million, which was a lot of money back in the mid-90s. So let's think about this logically. It's $1.28 billion. This guy wins it. Has to pay 66% of it back to the government. So really, the government paid itself $800 million. What? They're scamming the scam.
I'm assuming enough people have bought tickets that there was 1.28 billion.
Well, you have to pay. You have to have enough money.
Yeah.
In the pool, in the jackpot. You can't just be like, oh, here's an IOU.
Wow, that is just...
So the government went, we're going to run a lotto, it's 1.28, and it's like, I won, it's like, great, and we take 66% of it.
I just really don't like that.
Which makes it even worse, because people buying the ticket already pay into the system by paying tax on the ticket, so they're double dipping. Wow. How great... There you go. So what you should do is you should bury your wife in your golf course.
Turch.
Yes.
Talking of being buried. This grandma's dying wish was a giant dick on her grave.
Oh, what a legend.
The grave of a 99-year-old Caterina Odorina Perez.
Beautiful.
Is now topped with a huge penis and testicles weighing nearly 600 pounds.
600 pounds? There are women that are that fat. They're super fats.
There are too. She had one final wish, a giant statue of a dick on top of her grave. Her family unveiled the completed monument, a 5.5-foot tall cock and balls.
Amazing.
Mounted on a tomb at a cemetery in Mexico this past weekend as recognition of her love and joy for life. She wanted to break the paradigm of everything Mexican, where things are sometimes hidden because of not having an open mind.
Amazing. I love her. She's great. I know what I want on my tomb now. A big old cock and balls.
How great is that?
Oh, you know what? I was at my grandparents'
There
house.
it is.
That's awesome. That is so great. That is so great. It's so big.
Could you imagine going to the cemetery and you're right next to the giant dick and balls? You can't really do anything because it was a dying wish.
What would you rather be next to, the giant dick and balls or the fat woman that takes up 2 spots?
Giant dick and balls, please. Yeah.
I was at my grandparents' house making the salami again 2 weeks ago. And
was the moon right?
The moon was right for that one.
Okay,
You know. And they're talking to their friend who's helping, and then suddenly they're talking about something. I'm going, wait a minute, are you guys talking about funeral plots? And Nonno was complaining that they spent so much money, and they don't. So if you buy a funeral plot here, like a plot of land, and you don't want it anymore, you can't sell it for profit. You sell it back to them at cost.
Yeah.
So whatever you pay 10, 20 grand on it, you sell it back to them at 20, and then they can increase the price and sell it. Which I think is wrong, because I want to,
It's to stop people buying and making a profit.
Yeah, except for the companies.
Yeah. We should get into the grave business, Turch. That's really what...
I'm not digging. Anyway, so my grandparents are talking about, this plot, this and that, and I'm like, I hadn't told them that we're having a baby yet.
Yeah.
So we're making salami. And I'm like, come on, Nonna, you got a good 20 years into you, you're fine. She's not even 80 yet. And she's like, I don't know, man, not good. I'm like, what are you talking? It's okay. It's all right. You got stuff to live for. Old people. They're just like, I'm going to die. It's like, great-grandchild, coming soon. At least be alive for that.
The great-grandchild will, I think, give them, more spirit.
Yeah, let's hope. Well, I was telling you before, we're telling my nonna and nonna, like, we're having a baby, and nonna's very happy, and I go, yeah, it's a little boy, and my nonna does, like, a little fist pump. Yes! And I'm like, what the fuck is this going on here?
Yeah, he's just proud it's a boy.
It's funny, I called my mum and she had COVID when we told her.
Yeah.
And then she's like, when your dad comes home, I'll tell him. And Dad comes home.
I thought your mum would have been a crier.
Nah, maybe if I did it in person.
Oh, okay.
No, she cried when we told her that it's a baby.
Yeah.
Then my dad called and went, yes, I'm going to put him on the back of the motorbike. Little goggles. Oh, God damn it. Jess is like already face. You can just feel my mum and my Jess just face palming into their, I'm like,
I feel like if your dad had a tractor, like...
Oh, you know what? I said to, we're walking the dog. I go to Jess, my dad's going to buy a sidecar now. My dad's always said he's going to buy a sidecar for the dog.
Yeah.
But now he's going to buy a sidecar for this baby. And he's going to come home and go, I spent 50 grand on this sidecar. What for? For my little grandson. I want to take him places. And my mom's going to be angry. I'll be fine. Whatever. Just take him in the car.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Little goggles.
I think your child is going to be in safe hands with your father.
Oh, yeah. I have no doubt in my mind, like, my dad's going to be the biggest nonno you've ever fucking seen. Yeah. It's going to give him a reason to retire. That's it,
It is. It is.
He's going to be like, fuck work. I'll just hold on to this kid.
I get to have the kid during the day and hand it back.
Hand it back. Take it up to the beach. Hand it back. He's going to have a great time. Kieran, I'm out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I'm out as well.
That's it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, for all your wanky needs, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Spotify. Give us a review on Spotify. We need some more 5-star reviews. Give us some of those. And if you've got any death threats and rants, hate mail, whatever you want to email us. And we only do One Take Podcast.
Parenting advice.
Absolutely. That's a different email address. I'll set one up. And we only do One Take Podcast at gmail.com. Kieran, so good to have you in the studio. Woo! And we'll see you next Thursday. I didn't even talk about insurance companies.
No, next week.
I'll forget by then.
What was wrong with insurance companies?
Private health insurance.
I
go there, it's like, okay. We go to a private hospital for the baby. Yeah, okay. Let's put it on the private health insurance. Oh no, we won't cover all that. What's the point of having private health insurance then? Wasn't paying out of pocket. Save myself $1,000 a year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.